Irashaimase! Hello and welcome to Fitaurus' Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. It's time once again for Shoot 'em Up Saturday, and on the menu today we've got Space Invaders Infinity Gene, released by Taito back in 2010. So this title is an interesting take on the 1978 classic Space Invaders. It goes and adds an evolutionary twist to the old school classic. So what kind of taste will this novel shoot 'em up go and have? Let's get cooking and find out.
Alright, here we are at the startup screen of Space Invaders Infinity Gene. Definitely a minimalistic looking like title screen, but hey, that's alright. This game definitely goes and kind of has that sort of aesthetic going for it. Well, let's go and jump right in. Not a whole lot of options in the main menu, so we're just going to go straight to Start Game. We do have a couple options under the game menu, though. We'll start at the bottom, kind of explain things, so we'll be playing the normal. There's the music, which allows you to go and play, well, it goes and procedurally generates stages based off of music tracks that you go and have on your hard disk. Kind of a neat idea there. Challenge stage. This one's a really neat mode to go and have in the game for as far as content is concerned, because there's 99 challenge stages. So once you've gone and beat the main game, you can go and play through all the challenge stages. It's definitely a rewarding experience. And then the normal game. So we're just going to go and jump right in. This is a completely fresh, or rather reinitialized save, so you'll go and get to see how the game starts and progresses. I guess we'll use that term for right now. We'll go ahead and change that here in a sec. The normal game, starting at 0, Common Descent. Play Stage 0. Stage 0, Common Descent. So, here we are, going and playing a classic. The original... Oh, or maybe we're not. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change, says Charles Darwin. King of Game strikes back. Stage 1-1, Adaptive Radiation. Or whatever. We'll go with that. So at any rate, this is Space Invaders Infinity. So it goes and starts out with the basic idea of going and being like the original Space Invaders, but it goes and progresses and develops beyond that. So after the initial stage, the game begins to evolve. As you go and complete stages, you go and get these stage results here. You go and based off of your score on there, you get gene points. And if you had get enough gene points, then there's of course evolution. So our first evolution is change. Your score will increase by shooting enemies and weapon discharges consecutively in chains. Basic enough. Oh yeah, our ship went evolved from the base Space Invaders ship to this awesome gunner ship. We're going to fire lots of shots at all these massive tons of enemies that are at us. I'm not even sure if I can get those UFOs up there. So Space Invaders Infinity is definitely a really fun title in the way that it goes and tries to re-envision or maybe even kind of show off the Space Invaders franchise, which as far as shoot 'em ups is concerned, is maybe one of the most classic and respected of the genre. Since the original Space Invaders came out in 1978, when video games were still kind of coming into their own. They were starting to go and get popular, but by no means were they into the golden heyday of the early 80s and then, the late 80s and the 90s and all that. So we got another evolution where as we go and destroy the UFOs, they go and drop these power-ups, and we can go and collect those power-ups to go and become more powerful. Though I do believe there's a limit of 4 power-ups total, so anything past that point is kind of, I don't know. Overkill, but hey, can't go and complain about that. So now our gunner ship goes and has these massive streams of bullets that we can use to go and take down enemies. Stage 1-3 results, 129 chain, new record, and a pretty decent score, all things considered. More evolution. What do we get this time? What do we get this time? We get power-up scattering. So when we die, our power-ups now go and get scattered, that we've collected go and get scattered around. And the game goes and progresses like this throughout, how many levels are there? Quite a few. As well as throwing new enemy types at you rather than just the basic Space Invader enemies. So the title itself, I think, is a really fun, well, to go and use the term that the game is going using, evolution of the series. So you go and start out at the very beginning with the basic Space Invaders stage, and then it suddenly goes and changes. And as we go and evolve, we go and gain more abilities, and then it'll start to go and unlock new weapon ships, as well as it'll unlock music and that we can go and use, as well as a few other abilities that we'll go and come into here in just a sec. So I've unlocked a new ship. I'm actually going to go and exit out, and we're going to go and try out that ship real quick. So here we go, back into stage 1-5 that we were just in. So, I'm sorry, I was calling it the gunner ship. I guess it's called the Rapid. The description at the bottom goes and says that it rapidly fires beams, which indeed it does. Here we have the Search. Fires curving lasers towards the enemy. So let's go ahead and give this one a shot. So throughout the course of the game, the whole gameplay style will... Wow, that's terribly slow. The whole gameplay will... Maybe the power-up speeds it up. Yeah, looks like that's what it does. The gameplay goes and evolves. Kind of going and showing an evolution, not just in Space Invaders itself, but also kind of the whole genre of shoot 'em up. So as we go and evolve, the stages, the enemies go and change, and we also go and unlock more weapons, or, well, more to the point, ships. What do we got this time for evolution? Quick Shot is now available. Shooting while your ship is stationary will increase shooting speed. It's kind of awesome. I don't know how much it really benefits us with this particular ship we went and took. Ah, yes, our first boss fight. Not that this one's particularly very challenging. Here's our first boss. He's trying to go and fire these big lasers at us, but it's okay. We can just move, and our search laser will just go and decimate him. Oh yeah, so the Nagoya attacks. Those have been showing up on the stage results, and I haven't bothered to go and discuss them. Those are something that are super interesting. I don't know if we actually have it unlocked yet. I don't think so. I think that might be one of the next evolutions. But basically what a Nagoya attack is you being a daredevil. Once the ability is unlocked, you can go and fly, or shots will pass through you after they're initially fired. So if you're right in the enemy's face, the shots that they're going and shooting will just go and pass right through your ship rather than blowing you up. It's kind of a cool and daredevilish way to go and get crazy score points, but how crazy are you? Alright, so we just unlocked free movement. Your ship can now move in all directions. So no longer are we just restricted to the left and right. That's part of the base Space Invaders formula. So let's go and try that out. Oh, I guess we got another evolution. Oh, this one's just going and saying we've leveled up to stage 2. And we also have like a trippy wireframe background now. Frame shift mutation. As well as the enemies we're going and facing are different from what they were. Well, I think we're fully powered up now. The search is going and moving nice and fast. Hopefully, before I go and call things quits, we can go and get at least one more weapon type out. So, on the harder difficulties, I would almost go and call this game Bullet Hell, but definitely in the earlier difficulty stages, it's definitely nothing quite that crazy, and far more accessible to those who are maybe inexperienced or new to the genre. And when it was developed back in 2009, that was kind of the vision of Taito and the director for it. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but that was kind of their vision, of going and making something that was more accessible. Now we've got this boss enemy coming our way. There's one thing that definitely can go and be said about bullet hells, is they are a hard game to go and get into if you're not a fan of the genre. That might be a discussion for another day, but just going insane. So what do we get evolution-wise this time? Evolution. Collection. Collection has been added to the menu. You can now listen to the sounds you've collected. Cool. So the evolutions don't keep on coming every stage as you go and progress later on into the game. The pace does go and slow down. Just figured I'd go and throw that out there so you're like, wow, you're evolving every little stage. And it's like, no, it's not like that. It's just the beginning of the game. But it's a fun concept, really. Going and taking, especially a classic shoot-'em-up like Space Invaders, and then going and throwing the idea of evolution on top of it. As we go and progress through the game, we go and continue to evolve. It's really a neat concept that I'd like to go and see applied to other classic franchises. Maybe not necessarily this exact ideal, but something similar. Revivals of retro stuff are some of, as being an old school gamer myself, definitely are satisfying to go and see ideas that have been done before and new spins put on those. Or even, in the case of some titles, going and seeing those ideas just like taken wholesale and maybe just slightly re-envisioned, or just with a clean coat of paint. Even sometimes is all I'm really going and looking for. But that's one thing I love about this title, is how they do go and take something as classic as Space Invaders and say, hey, what can we go and do to refresh, to go and polish up this game, this franchise. We still are, the game does go and get more difficult as you go and progress though, so don't go and view my current progress as indicative of how things are later games. It will get harder. There's an interesting enemy here that we have to go and shoot this box at the end of this string all the way back into its base core to go and blow it up. Neat stuff. 99. I don't think I've unlocked Nagoya attacks yet. Maybe this is the evolution where I will. So even if you happen to go and be defeated, you run out of lives and have to go and continue on a stage, the points you accrued on the stage will still go and count towards your gene score, and thus you have the chance to go and evolve and maybe get a better ship, have an easier chance of going and passing through the stage. This is what allows us to go and score Nagoya attacks now. Maybe I can go and show off some of those. Pre-adaptation. I have no idea what all these wonderful evolution terms mean, but hey, I'm sure they mean something. So at any rate, in addition to also going and unlocking new abilities and more ships, music, and that kind of thing, one of the things that the game does go and allow you to unlock as well is the ability to change your options. So you can go and have more one-ups in stock, or that sort of thing when you go and start. Just base, you're starting at stock 3, which is reasonable enough, but as I said, the game does go and get harder, so it's nice to have a few more options. This weapon is not a good choice for these guys. It's not locking on and hitting squat. And game over. Oh, man. Okay, let's go ahead and press forward till we at least go and get one more ship. Maybe this will be it. Maybe this will be it. Evolution. No, now we have the Nagoya attacks. Bonus points will be given each time you pass safely through enemy fire. Not too bad of a score. I'll say yes, retry. Yeah, sweet. We'll go ahead and go with the rapid because I think it'll be a better fit for this stage. We'll need to get some power-ups though, so come on UFOs! Come on UFOs! UFO, UFO, we got a power-up, I'm gonna die. UFO, UFO. Well, that was kind of lame. Alright, that still feels like a far better fit for this stage. Come on. That's right, we go on fire faster if we don't move. I forget that with some of the ships. Sweet. Made a little bit better progress. I'm kind of sad that I went and lost a life at the beginning of the stage, but I want to show you just a little... Wow! That didn't strike me as fair at all. I want to go and show you just a little bit more of the evolution that's present in this game. So, since it really is such a great, unique title, going and throwing that idea out there that your games can evolve. Or, well, evolution. Eliminate the unexpected enemy. Just a big UFO. Ooh, this guy's perfect for Nagoya attacks. See, if I get up really close, I can go and get tons of Nagoya attacks. And my score just goes and increases exponentially. It's awesome. Bam! Stage 2-3 results. 233 Nagoya attacks. I have no idea why it's named that. But neat all the same. Ooh, yes! The wave weapon is now selectable when starting the game. Let's go ahead and check it out. So we're going to go ahead and exit our game. Start again at 2-4 and go with wave. Fires a shockwave that spreads horizontally. Dig the way the ship goes and looks too. Nice little T shape. I like this. It definitely goes and seems to be more beneficial for us to go and be further back in the stage as our shockwave can actually spread out. Oh, I thought I could go and get a Nagoya attack on that, but I was too close. Again. So, there we have it. Space Invaders Infinity Gene, served up for your enjoyment. This one is definitely more of I definitely wouldn't go and put this on my essentials list, but compared to the last couple games that I've gone and played, it's definitely one that's lighter and maybe more accessible than Radiant Silver Gun and Gradius 5, though. Believe you me, I still completely recommend that everybody who's a gamer go and at least try out those titles. But if you're looking for something that might go and be a little bit lighter of a game in the shoot-'em-up genre, I definitely go and recommend trying out Space Invaders Infinity Gene. Available for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 through the PSN and Xbox Live Arcade store respectively, and also available on mobile. So, that'll go and wrap it up for me today. Ooh, yay! Maybe not quite. An evolution. SE13 has been added to collection. Oh, sweet. Sound effects. Sound effects are awesome. Total result. Stuff. So, as I was going and saying, that'll pretty much go and wrap it up for me today. As always, if you go and have any suggestions for other shoot 'em ups that you'd like me to go and play on Shoot 'em Up Saturday, or other games that you'd like me to go and take a look at, by all means, please leave those in the comments below. And thanks so much for coming out to Shoot 'em Up Saturday, and I hope to go and see you again next week.